Hello, today's video is about how to create an offer in a traditional format using the California Association of Realtors zip form service. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to car.org. At that point, you will scroll down here to where it says zip form. You're going to hit access now. It's going to take you to a login page. I will provide you with the login so that you can be able to effectively log in. Because we're actually already logged in, it takes us to our transactions page. And as you can see, here are some of the many transactions that we worked on, created offers for, we closed deals on, and so forth. However, what we're going to do today is create a new offer. So what we're going to do is we are going to go to new, and then because this is someone who's purchasing a property, we're going to purchase. And usually what I like to do is use the property address as the title for the transaction. So because I forgot the property address, I'm going to come here, and it's 754 North Victoria Drive. So I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to go back to place here, and I'm going to paste it. So that's going to be the name of our transaction. We say save. So there it is. That's our transaction. Now it gives us a couple of options here. One option is to add form. So right now there's nothing in this transaction. So we're going to come over here and we're going to pick the form that we want. Because we're writing an offer, we're going to go to the Residential Purchase Agreement, or RPA. So we're going to scroll down to the R's, and here we go, Residential Purchase Agreement. Here it is. Click on it, and then it populates over here. At that point, we simply click on it, and then it loads the document. First page is the summary page. It talks about all of the documents that are in this particular transaction. The next page, so we don't need to do anything with that page. Then the next page is called the disclosure regarding real estate agency relationships. If you guys are working on my forms, which you'll know they're mine by here on the bottom, it'll say Endeavor Real Estate, it'll have my name and so forth, Aaron Berryman. But what we're doing is we're representing the buyer in this case. So we check the form for buyer, and then we would put the buyer's name. So the buyer's name in this case is George, J-E-O-R-G-E, Tadros, T-A-D-R-O-S. We put today's date. That would be the 1st of May. So we're done with that page. They would ultimately sign down here. We move on to the next page. Again, now that we've already put his name in there, he's already populated as a buyer. Now we are the real estate broker, so we're going to put our name, and most of the time we could just do a scroll down, and we could choose who we are, which is Endeavor Real Estate. We would input our license number. Mine is 0410-1206. And then, again, today's date. We'd only do it once. This would be for another firm that's representing the seller in this case. Here are table of contents, and this is when we start to input the information from the offer. So the date prepared, obviously again, is the 1st of May. And then we would describe the address of the property. So the street address, remember we just copied and pasted that, so I can just paste it in there. 754 North Victoria Drive. And what I'll do here is just make that have a little more continuity. It's in the city of Orange, O-R-A-N-G-E, state of California. And the zip code is, go back to our listing, 92867. Come back here. It's 928. The cool thing about these forms is once you've put this stuff in, it populates throughout the entire purchase agreement. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to input the price. So in this case, the price is going to be $487,000. And that's now populated. We come over here. Now we can do one of two things. We can either say a specific date, so we would check this box, or we could say a specific number of days and check this box. A lot of times we'll just click this box and we'll say 30 days. But because they want a specific date in this instance, what we're going to do is select the date. They want to close in June on the 26th of June. So we simply click that, it populates. And then it talks about the agency. So Endeavor Real Estate is already populated, and all you want to do is say that Endeavor Real Estate is not the listing agent. Somewhere, some way, this got screwed up here. But we want to make sure that Endeavor Real Estate is representing the buyer. So here we come down here. And we choose Endeavor Real Estate. And we say that they're representing the buyer exclusively. Here we're going to put the listing firm. So listing firm is, and this is why it's good to have your MLS report open, is listing firm is Homeland Realtors. Just copy, paste that. Come back here. So paste that. That's interesting. So it's just Homeland Realtors. And then we're going to say the initial deposit. So the initial deposit in this case, and you'll find all of this stuff out for the buyer, or I'll be providing it to you directly, but it's going to be $5,000 is the initial deposit. And it says it's going to be delivered directly to Escrow. Unless you want to put something specific here, you would just leave it. You would just leave that alone. If there's an increased deposit, which there often is not, we put it here. If it's a cash offer, we'd select here. But in this case, there is a loan, and we're going to be doing an FHA loan. And our FHA, and our first loan is going to be in the amount of the purchase price. So the amount of the purchase price is $487,000, and then we're going to multiply it by 9.965, which is 3.5%. So our first loan amount would be $469,995. Populates. It's taking a while to populate. But now it says that he needs to bring an additional $12,000, $12,005 to the close of escrow. Additional financing terms. In this situation, we are going to say that the buyer will contribute, buyer to contribute $10,000 sellers, whoops, seller to contribute $10,000 towards TOWARDS buyers closing costs. And we're not going to always ask for that, but in this instance we are. So that is an additional request. And then we have it. So then we go to page 2. So we're talking about verification of down payment, closing costs. All this stuff is standard. We're going to leave it that way. Talks about appraisals and contingency removal, 17 days. Loan contingency is 21 days. We could make wherever you see these blanks, we can put something in. Here we would check to say there's no loan contingency. And here we come down to the other addendums that we can select. In this case, we are not going to provide any other addendum. Sometimes we'll do so for a short sale or a probate sale or what have you, but in this case, we're not going to be providing any other addendum. So allocation of costs. This is where we determine who pays for what. So the seller is going to pay for the natural hazard disclosure. And we're going to say prepared by seller's choice. And the reason why we're going to do that in this case, because I think they've already done that. They were in escrow previously. Buyer should pay for physical home inspection. And government requirements. The seller is going to always pay for these government requirements. So it's going to be seller should pay for smoke alarm. Seller shall pay for the cost of compliance with government inspections. Seller shall also pay for the cost of compliance with any retrofit stuff. Now when we come down here to escrow and title, we're always going to, not always, but in this case we're going to choose the buyer and seller each pay for their own fees. This is populating a little slow today. So we can just say each pay their own. I think they've already opened escrow, so they'll probably want to keep the existing escrow, so we can just say seller's choice. And here we go. Buyer shall pay for, seller shall pay for the title insurance policy. Owner's title policy to be issued by lawyer's title, Sandra Steffen. That's who our title officer is. So the seller is going to pay for county transfer cost. Seller is going to pay for city transfer. There is no homeowners association, so there's no reason for us to put that, but we would select what we wanted to do there. They will not pay for warranty. So and we want items including in the sale, we want all washers and dryers. So we don't care about anything else. He's already mentioned that to us. If there are items excluded from the sale, we would list them here. Closing in possession, all this stuff is standard. We leave at 6 p.m. at the close of escrow. But actually, in this case, buyer